Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I am Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist. I'm joined today with hubby.
Okay.
And we are going to be playing with the Tekchic.
Tekchic.
I don't know. Not sure. We're going to go with that. And they did send it to me in a roundabout way, so I did not pay for this. It was purchased off of Amazon. And things just don't seem bright enough. So I'm going to play with it today so I can get an idea prior to doing the review. So that's what this is about. Hey, Sheila. So it comes with, I'm going to move this. On Amazon, it says it comes with 20 different tips. And that is not exactly true based on what Amazon says. Now, in the instruction manual, it does say that it comes with 20 tips, period. But mine came with 5 writer nibs, 3 long writer nibs, I guess we'll call them that. They're like really close to this one. So not sure on that. We've got 4 different shaders, 5 if you count that one. And what I've done is I've laid them out same. Hey Pete, hey Teresa. So we're going to see what I think of it. One thing I did forget to do, can you hand me a bottle of water? The instructions.
Bottle of water?
Yeah, spray bottle.
Oh.
This instructions say to wet the sponge. So I forgot to do that. And this is supposed to be for wiping off while you're burning. We shall see. So I'll do that. I am going to have to, and I just realized I forgot to grab a pair of pliers.
Do you have any here in the studio?
Ugly ones. Nothing I would use on camera. Alright, they don't, it says wet, but not swampy. Let's get these. It's always fun to watch sponges expand. Alright, that should be wet enough. I have seen issues with these burners, this burner, particularly you'll see them in different brand names. They're pretty much all made by the same company. Some are slightly different. But I think the reason that some of these have caught on fire is because the connection isn't fully made, and that causes issue. So I'm going to actually take this one out.
I'm going to get that.
There we go.
Yeah, Pete says that he has one, but it's labeled Ethernet. Option.
I did contact the company to find out what gauge of wire this is. I think it's 18 gauge based on how it feels. The instructions say to use pliers. I don't have any right here. I wonder, is this strong enough? Because I don't want to get up. Nope, not strong enough. It was a good thought. Alright, I'm going to have to grab the ugly old pliers. They don't seem to be in my studio anymore. Let me see if I can use these wire cutters. The main thing is you want it tight enough. So I can see it's going to mark it up. Alright, so I think I'll leave the writer nib in. I picked the large flat shader. And I don't know, it does look shiny on camera, but touching it, it's not as shiny as I would like. The on and off switch is on this side. Let's see here. I'm going to move these out of the way. Now this one is listed as voltage, And I was hoping I'd have it where you could see it. But I guess not. So how? Hopefully just enough for you to see the settings. There we go. Alrighty. I feel so crowded. Hey, Burrow. Hey, Spence. Let's see here. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and start it at the lowest setting. See, this is marked as Fahrenheit. This is marked as voltage. This has no numbers, so you're kind of playing a guessing game as to what the actual heat setting is. And this is a board I used for one of the critiques. I just grabbed it because it was already sanded. So let's see here. This is a pretty... It doesn't have a very good angle on it. Alrighty, so we ain't getting nothing there. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go up to the second hash mark. But I just noticed the voltage did not change.
So, why does it have a voltage on it?
I don't know. I did email the company to ask what this is supposed to represent. Because I don't know. I've never seen one like this.
It doesn't...
I don't know what information it's supposed to convert to.
If somebody has the answer to that, that would be nice.
Okay.
To me, that's kind of like very similar to having your
went
speedometer in your car tell you how many miles per gallon you're getting.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's good.
But I don't know what...
I really don't know how fast I'm going.
So I just moved up to the third main hash mark. We did go up to 13 on that. Let's see. I'm trying to get time.
Where do you keep your pliers?
They're normally down in the bottom drawer in the little thingy, but I had to grab these wire strippers because...
Oh, okay. So you have something.
Well, if you want to call it that. Alright, so even at... Wow, even at that. So now this is the straight up and down mark. 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth hash mark up. And for this shader pin, I'm already going half up on the heat setting. And this is really odd to me. I don't see a light. I don't think that's supposed to be a light. I think that's just silver. All right. I can smell it, so I know it's heating up. There we go. So at the halfway mark for the shader, I'm getting a very light burn. So we'll go up to number 5 on the hash marks, which puts us at 55. See, for me, this counter is not giving me any information other than I know if it bounces around that the voltage isn't steady. But other than that, it's not telling me anything. Whoa! I hate when that happens.
What just happened?
So I only went up 1 full hash mark. And wood will do this. It startled me. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect it. Hey, Philip. Okay, let me see if I can do it again. I haven't touched it. You can see I have not touched it. That is a burning on any... I'll just say the Optima, since I know a lot of people in chat have the Optima. That is a burning of... That's Tweety Bird.
But what is it? Why is it doing that?
Sometimes wood does. Whew, that is hot. And that... So let me go back down to that 4 again, which made that mark. And see if it still does that. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. See, the thing is, I don't want to lose the setting. There we go. I'll do this for now just so we can see. So I was letting it cool down. Let's see if it... Look at that. Wow. Look how big of a difference that is. I did not expect this at all. So what if I go half in between the two? So we're bouncing between 39 and 40. Let it heat up for a second. And let's see if it does the same. This pen is bigger than what I'm used to. The cord is heavier, but it is flexible enough for me to hold it like I normally do. Wow, that's just a half mark difference. I did not expect that. Let's see here. So that's the 4 setting, and that's 4.5, and that's 5. That is a big difference in a. So what's 5.5 do? So that puts us at 76-ish volts. Alright, pen is going red. I know this is going to startle me, so I'm just going to back up. Wow, that goes really red.
So,
Whew.
Philip said that the sound is moisture that's still in the wood.
Then I'm going to have to plug in one of my other burners to see if it does it, just to check. So
I'm sure it will. It's basically it's like, almost like a teapot.
Yeah. I normally.
It's a steam.
So this
it's the steam getting trapped in there and escaping around your tip, I think.
Okay. Whew! That's a whew. Too much smoke for my liking.
Wow. So,
So I'm gonna try to.
Is it possible that the dial is not really representative of the volts?
I don't know.
Is it just like a volume thing? Like it's just situated on there and it says volts?
I don't know. So now it says we're at 92 volts. I'm on this number 6 hash mark on the right.
Well, if you turn it all the way up, does it go to 100? Is that the deal? So
yes.
Maybe it's just like, maybe that's just a visual indicator, and when it says V on there, because that's how it comes, you know. Maybe it's not representative of volts at all as much as a setting. Yeah.
Fudgesicles.
Did you establish that
fudge.
that this is a safety cutoff?
Yeah, Jason has the safety cutoff in case this.
So do I need to unplug it or?
No, there's a light. There's switches at the very bottom.
Okay, and that's not going to shut down the computer?
No.
Okay.
No. Computer.
Right.
Okay, so this is the highest one.
So yeah, I think it's just I don't think it's volts at all. I mean, I could be wrong.
Woo!
Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I think it's just like 0 to 100, you know?
You know, this might not be bad for dark backgrounds.
Really?
I don't know.
Fire.
Fine. I know I'm on fire. Fire! Let's see here. Let's see how this would do on dark backgrounds. Though I would never burn this hot.
I'm not used to seeing you burn that hot. Don't you run the risk of bending the tip?
That's why I'm barely touching the wood.
Okay.
In fact, that's too hot. So what if I go back to 5?
Michael Ann's here.
Hey, Michael Ann. I am trying to get some carbon buildup so we can clean this tip as well. It's starting to get there. So I bumped it back down to the 5, which was the first Tweety bird. I just think that's the funniest way to put it.
Well, I'm also seeing that it goes above 100.
Did it go above
It
100?
was 107, so I don't know what to think. It's hard to say because the specifications don't really say what it's supposed to be doing.
It says up to 1,550 degrees, which I don't know about that. One thing I was going to do was have you... I'm trying to see how well it blends. Pull out the temperature gun. You're going to have to shoot it at the wood, not the tip, because the tip, it won't register the tip, but maybe it'll register the wood. So let's go back down to the 3rd hash mark. Alright, one dirty pen. Let's see here. It's still on, so I gotta be careful about this. Alright, so I went down to 3. And we have 0 burn at 3. So that means our range appears to be, I'm going to try 3.5. It appears our range for this burner is between the 4 hash mark. And when I say range, I'm talking about what I burn at. I'm looking at between the 4 hash mark and the 5th hash mark, because anything above the 5th is too hot.
So,
for what I burn. And this is birch.
Okay.
Alrighty. Yeah, it looks like that's 4 right there. My tip is also dirty. Wipe it off on the sponge. Let's see what happens.
Beryl is asking if it's trying to mimic the razor tip P80.
No, some companies put the digital display on it to make it look bright and shiny. It's not a digital burner. I think we need a little more water there. Okay, clean off the tip. Yeah, I do not like that at all. Sponge isn't going to do anything for me.
No?
Nope. Trusty strop. The most it'll do is cool off the tip quick. Let's see here. Then I'm going to put in... I'm wondering how that little shader... Oof, maybe I need some more oxide. Getting light on here.
Did the tips come polished?
No, these are not polished tips.
Okay.
At all. Nope. Not polished. This is just the aluminum oxide and strop that I have from Mountain Wood Carvers that I really, really love. I do have it on my kit page. You can actually order it as a set now. Alrighty. Wow, looks like that's about as clean as we're gonna get. Yeah, that's as clean as I'm gonna get. Alright, let's put this pin off to the side. I didn't feel it heat up in my hand, but I didn't also use it for very long.
How's the cord? Is the cord warm?
No.
Okay, that's good.
But I've also had it off. Real quick, I want to check something because I don't think that Philip is wrong. I need to check the wood and see.
Why does it look like to me?
What's wrong?
It's just an artifact of the camera. It looked to me like that one of the plugins was angled, like it was bent.
No, it's just how I have the I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. Alright, so this is on the 6 on the Optima. Helps if you pick the right pin. I hate doing that. Should get red, but not too red. And I am using their holders. Their holders aren't bad. I'm going to check to see if it fits, if the Optima fits in there okay. Because if it does, I'm just going to leave it out. Alright. So this is at 6 on the Optima. And if you notice, I'm getting no tweeting. That is because these are polished tips and the other ones are not. That is why I did it.
You sure?
Yeah, I just did it. Same color and everything. That was a 6 on the Optima. And we had, I'll do it again. We had no tweeting.
Can you try it in a section of the wood that's not near the other burnings?
Yeah, I'll try it wherever you want me to.
Just away a little bit.
Because I did it there. So, away?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was just thinking that the wood might have gotten affected.
Well, I hit the heel. Let's see. That's the heel. That's tip. So I got a little bit, but not like right here. Heel. That sounds more like steam. Or the smoke escaping from under the tip.
I wonder if because the tip's polished, I wonder if it allows the steam to come out.
Maybe.
Better.
Maybe.
Because I heard that hiss.
Yeah, it did hiss. And I definitely don't think Philip's wrong in any way. Alright, so I'm going to try the writer nib. And we're going to bump it down to 1. And then I'll try a little nib, and then I'll try burning with it. I found this piece that I started a while back. I actually tested the Coldwood on the other piece like this. So, figured might as well test this one too. Ugh. Alright, move you out of my way. So, I'm not expecting... That's the 1 hash mark. See, between 1 and 2 hash mark, it does not change the voltage. 3 hash mark goes up to 10 this time. Last time it went up to 13. Now, I do wonder if each tip affects the voltage as well.
It could be.
So let's go up to 4. Now remember, 4 got us this toasty one with the shader, this very light toasty one. So let's see with the rating nib what it does. In theory, this tip is thicker on the surface that it is touching. So I got nothing really on there. Let me see if I can zoom in. See, I haven't wanted to zoom in because I don't want to lose the number on the side. Let's try that. So this one is at 4.5-ish. And look how dark that went. From 4 to 4.5.
Yeah.
Wow. There is like very little. That's the 4. Let me see if I can get it. We'll go back to it and I'll go next to it again. So that's the 4. And that's the 4.5. That is a big jump. Alright, check the 5. But yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily uncomfortable pen. The cord is thicker. It has a little bit of flex to it, so that's good. This is the pen that came in the burner when it was shipped. They do ship with 2 tips in. Yeah, this has to do with the metal as well, not being polished.
Yeah.
5.5. We have like very little range with this burner. Should we open the window and see if any birds tweet back?
You get the cats.
See, that just eats into the wood. Anything higher than that is just going to be even worse. So I'm not... Let's go back down to 3.5 and see. 3.5. Because right now we're looking at 4, 4.5, 5, and 5.5. And we're not getting any variation between the 5 and 5.5. Nothing for the 3. Wow. So pretty much so far with these 2 tips we are looking at, in order to get different burns, get variation in our burn, if we're burning realism, looking for, to get that difference, we have a window of, see, we went back up to 4. 4 is not burning. Did the volts change? Let's see here. 4.5 would change by 13 volts. So 4.5. you have really no control. It's quite... I think I'm a little amazed here because I've never worked with a burner with the least amount of control and tonal value. So I'm back up at 5. And it just gouges the wood. So if you're doing, say, lettering, if you're trying to write, let's see here, 5 just goes into the wood.
Huh.
Let's see here, 4.5. Let's see if we get at least a better writing since this is a writing nib. Come on screen.
Teresa is asking about paper. If it would, I think it says paper low setting. And maybe she's looking for it to see how it tests on paper.
Let's see here, 4.5. I'll test when I switch out the pin tip. So I'm going to turn this off. We're going to test one more. Let's see here. Which one? Which one? Can you hit the minus over here? Down. Down. That. Up. That minus. Thank you. Alright, which tip should we try out? See, this one really tells you, shows you how unpolished these are. Let's see here. Actually, I'm not sure that this is 18 gauge because this is an 18 gauge razor tip. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, it could be 18. And even though razor tip isn't polished, highly polished, it's still better than this one. So I guess we'll try see, I don't tend to use any of the tips like that too much. Why don't we try, is that bent? That is not a bent shader. Not really. I don't know if it's supposed to be. Well, I'll put this one on and then I'll...
Pete says that the third portrait that he did, the dog, he did most of it with this burner. Well, his version that he got.
Did you get frustrated with this one? See, and I hate having to use tools at any time to switch out my tips. Just don't like doing it. Pain. Let's see here. I am curious to see if this smaller tip... Pete, you have an Optima now, right? In fact, if anybody's watching is curious about other wood burners, the one I actually recommend is the Optima. And up in the iCard up here, I have it. So after the live, if you want to see the review of the Optima. And I'm also working on a giant wood burner comparison video. And now that I have this one, this will be included in it. I don't know how tight this is actually getting it. I do not like marring up my tools. That bugs me. But I also don't want issues. Okay. Cord. So this one, well, this one in theory, make sure I'm on the right one. This one in theory should burn at a lower temperature because there's less metal. Though I'm looking at it, this is going to be a thicker tip. Because this is going to be a thicker tip, so it's actually going to require higher heat.
Pete says he has a razor tip, but he wants an Optima.
Ah, okay. Alrighty, here we go. I'll just pick this over here. No burn. It's just this.
What is that tip? It almost looks like is there a ball?
No, they don't have any ball tips. This is just a smaller version of the flat shooter I was just using.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's how I have to hold this to make full contact. Remember, I would be burning up at an angle like this, which means I would be holding the pin like this, which is extremely uncomfortable. Nothing at 2. We'll go up to 3. I'm guessing we're not going to get anything till 4. Alrighty, we are at 4. Let's see. Give me something. Alright. What I'm going to do is pull this off the wood for a second. Give it another 5 or 6 seconds to heat up again, just to make sure. That went a little hotter. So maybe I was trying to work too quickly. Because this is 4. I probably should switch out and check that tip again to see if I left it longer, if it would heat up better. Oh, the funs of playing with the new one. Alright, so we are at 4.5. Woo! Look at that difference. Why? Why is there such a jump between the 4 and 4.5? That's just boggles my brain. I'm not used to that. I'm used to being able to work, if not even half, at the least, I can get a bit of variation if I'm going from like 3.25 to 3.5 on the Optima. But whereas, here we go again. Yes, this is from the tips being so dull. If I worked at an angle, maybe. My other. Let's see how this angle works. Ugh. Crappy angle. It hurts. See, I can't get it flat. I would only get the tip of it. And I'm not balancing very well. So that.
Emily Pittet is here.
Hello, Emily. That is a 5. Wow.
So, I see this in airbrushes when the paint medium is too thick and it takes a certain amount of air pressure to get it flowing again. So
yeah.
You may have not very much flow at all, and then until you apply too much enough pressure, and then it flows, and it's a radical difference. And I know that fluid dynamics are different than electricity, but it seems to be a similar phenomena, even if it's not the same principle. It's like you're not getting a whole lot, and then all of a sudden you're getting more than you want.
Yeah. Honestly, to me, this really isn't giving me any extra information that makes it useful to me.
So let me ask you this, because we're 11:35 right now. So what would you use this machine for then? I mean, like, what's it suited for? Because you're not getting the variations. I can see that.
No, I'm not. Let's see.
But, I mean, is it for dark backgrounds? Is it for larger pieces? Or, what are we looking at?
That's what I gotta figure out. Because I don't know that I can answer that right this second.
Okay. Well, Pete has one.
So right now I'm a little above 4. And when I say little, I'm talking...
Well, we can see.
2 tiny hash marks above 4.
Yeah. I think that dial is confusing. Like if this was if you were dedicated to this machine, it would be like you would start to move the dial where you got the effect that you wanted. I think the numbers are almost irrelevant.
Yeah. So I just bumped it down. Let's see. I'm trying to see how well I can blend with this tip. I know this is a shadow right here. This burner costs $165 US dollars. Wow. I have no control.
So,
really.
okay, $165?
Yes, for this setup it was $165.
That's comparable in price to like a lot of the higher end burners, right? Like if you get
the Optima, mind you, a single with 1 pin is $109. It's $20 a pin. So you figure with this, with that price, you could basically get for $169 an Optima with 3 extra pins. So you'd have 4 pins.
And like if I could put this in context, like if it's like cars, it's like if you find a cheap car that gets you to work and gets you to the store, awesome. As long as it gets you to those places. But if you have a cheap car, like, if you have a Ford Fiesta, or if you're overseas, if you have something like, oh God, what was the one that we saw recently? The 3-wheel car. If you have a Triumph Robin, like it's actually that might be a collectible car though. So,
I don't know what they're called.
So if you have a cheap car, like if you get a Ford Fiesta and it gets you where you want, that's awesome, But if you can pay the same price for something that's a little more, maybe dependable and has
works better,
has a little bit more power and control,
even though it doesn't come with, say, automatic windows,
right? But if it is a better car with more, more options, or even if it's this, if it's the same price, why not get the better one? Like, and I guess that's where the question I'm asking about this burner is like, okay, what's the benefit? Because if it's $165
for the
$165, like, what's the benefit of it? And I'm not trying to talk down the company, or anything like that, but there has to be some value, because I would say, for me, and I'm not a burner, but like I know lots of them about them because of you. Like if this was on the same price point as like something like a Walnut Hollow,
this is
even if it was like, I would say like $70-$80, then then yeah, you get different tips and the control is not great, but you have some options. But it doesn't seem to me like, and I'm probably speaking out of line because it's
overpriced. Yes, no, it is definitely overpriced. But I want to see.
Pete says he paid £75 for his. I know that,
which is still over $100 here
for us, but still that's better than $169.
I don't know. You'd have to do the math on it.
And that could be a choice for the company too, like that they're marking it up, or maybe the digital gauge, the digital display costs more or whatever. I mean, there's some things to like about it. Like I do like the heavy cords; they're not heating up.
No, I don't like the heavy cords.
I'm talking from a safety standpoint, though.
Okay, but this, you have to worry about this pulling on the back of your wrist if you don't hold like I do, which will cause pain after a while.
Okay, but I'm talking about, insulation from from electricity.
You know what? I need to switch pins. This is not there.
Joshua C is here.
Hey, Joshua.
Valarie is testing the Tekchic burner.
Let's see.
Getting to know it.
Getting to know it. I'm not too sure they're going to be.
Joshua C is here.
What did I miss? Nothing. The world kept revolving. Let's see here. This is my smallest Optima flat shader. I'm going to test it against the... Alright, so this is the Optima with my smallest shader. This is at 4. I want to see the difference.
Beryl pointed out, she said it would take you forever to do a dark background because most of the tips are so small.
Burns too hot, too.
Yeah. And that would be, and you know what, we were going into this, with some caution because there was some...
I've seen several people have had their handpieces catch on fire.
Yeah. And, I don't know what's inside the handpiece or how it's connected or anything like that. We're not going to take it apart here.
Nope.
But that is a concern. Valarie's not had any problems, thus far with that. But, but if you're going to be paying $169 for something, then, I don't know. I would say safety concerns aside, for the capabilities of the unit, I think that it maybe should be priced a little lower. I hate to say that.
No, I agree.
Right, again, I'm not trying to be down on the company or anything. It feels like it's overpriced, The display is cool though. I like the color.
Yeah, but the display's not telling me anything.
I know, but
other than the voltage isn't bouncing. That is all it's telling me, that it's being a steady volt.
But if you had a bank of equipment and you had that on, it would look cool. It would look like it did something really cool.
And trying to get this even.
Pete says maybe they're playing football with your machine in the warehouse before they boxed it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Alright.
Josh wants to know, is that pin specifically for that burner?
Yes, you cannot use this pin with any other burner. The tips are loose, and I do wonder if it can... I'll pull up. Oh, now I need screws. Ugh. Screwdriver. I'm just spoiled. I will admit I am spoiled. I will admit it. Alright, so this is the 3 versus the 3 Optima. There is no burning. Wow. There's nothing. So, I will say I got a smoother burn with the Optima. The Optima's on the left. The Tekchic is on the right. I could have sworn No. I was looking at the wrong screen. I forget about the delay. I was like, wait a minute, I turned the burner off. But yeah. I see a difference.
Anna wants to know, do you think those tips are durable? She's seen other burners with such wire tips and wondered whether they're good.
Bearable?
Durable.
Durable. Well, let's see here. I got 5 of these.
I mean, heat it up to cherry, it's going to bend.
Yeah, it's going to bend a cherry. But Alright, we'll try it. But right now, one thing I do want to know is, will it fit? Because I know people have asked about them fitting in burners such as the Peter Child's, which I'm gonna say no because it's a much thicker wire. Razor tip, and I don't have my razor tip because Josh has my razor tip. Or his razor tip now.
It looks like the prongs are too close together though to fit that.
I'll have to bend. I hate having to take these out. I did find out that these were very thin wire. I was complaining about the spear shader or the spoon shader hurting me while burning.
Lana says, "Don't break them for me, though."
Oh, I'm not caring. Let's see. At this point.
Oh, so you're seeing if it fits into there?
Yep, I have to plug it in. And I'll do a lot more of this for the review. Plus, it'll give me time to have people ask questions. Hopefully. Alrighty. Sorry, my Burn Master's not set up because I don't use it. I'm curious to see if the writer nib will work in it.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah. Yeah, it's plugged in at the base. It's just I didn't have the cords out. See, I had to burn the wire, putting them closer together.
You had to bend it?
Well, yeah, I had to squeeze it in order to fit.
Okay.
Because Burn Master tries to say that all these tips work in their machine, but they did not claim this one. I'm just curious.
I mean, it should work.
I clicked over to the wrong side.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it comes down to conductivity.
My bad. My bad. Alrighty. This is out of 3. And it's buzzing, because it's not very good.
Meryl says, LOL, is this a Joshua you dislike so much that you gave him your razor tip?
No, I sent him the razor tip to learn on. And yes, this is him. We had an agreement. He could have my razor tip with a ton. I think didn't I send you over 20 tips? You had to figure out like 4 that you really, really liked. And then you had to buy those pins in the Optima version. That was our agreement. So that's at 5. So even with the burn, yeah, see, it's the tip and lack of polishing that makes it sound like that. Let's see here, where to put it? Put it over here. I got all these wires around me. Oh, but we wanted to see if it would break, didn't we? I'm going to bump up to...
Well, I'm going to say it will, because if any metal that you heat up is going to bend.
Oh, I know. But let's see how much it takes. I have extras of these, so might as well find out.
I feel like that's a experiment with a guaranteed outcome. It's like, if you drive your car off a cliff, let's see if it'll bounce. Nope, didn't bounce.
But I don't know this for sure, so...
I do. I know the car won't bounce. And I know that tip's going to bend when you heat it up, if you apply pressure.
But let's see how much.
Josh, I want to know why you have that burner base at an angle.
So you can see it on camera.
Okay.
Alright, so on the Burn Master, I'm at 8. Let's see here. Oh. This is going to go through the board.
I say it took away the cherry.
Yeah, but look at that gouge. I want to try it on the gouge in the wood.
Oh.
It's off, but I'm going to try it with their burner instead of this one. Alright, we'll try it with this one. Alrighty, so 98 volts.
Is that?
So that's what that did with the Burnmaster. Okay. There's a gouge. My nail is in it.
Yeah, you can see it.
Alright. Oops. Wrong pen. Good thing I saw it glowing over there. I was like, why isn't it glowing yet? Here we go.
Well, I really don't like the way it's traveling up that.
Oh, I don't, but all of them do that.
You may have to like it.
Here we go. Let's see here.
I can tell you where it's going to bend too. It's going to bend down further at the base.
I'm putting pressure on it, but... Whew.
Huh.
Oh, I put a hole.
It seems to have held its shape pretty well.
It did. I got a hole.
How's the pin feeling? Is it hot?
No.
That's good, right?
That's it. I hate when it does that. Look at that. I'm cutting. Oh, I say you could use this for cutting.
That's not really what it's for, though.
Sure, people do it all the time. With other tips. Look at that.
Well, you could cut through butter, like a hot burner through butter.
Yep.
Okay, that did.
This is heat porn. Look at that.
Heat porn.
Well, yeah, because I'm guessing that they're enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's like the flame.
Girl wants to know how many cars I've tried to bounce. Well,
I don't want to know.
In the Army.
Actually, you did a couple, huh?
As part of training, like, try and bounce,
Look at that. Vehicles. I'm putting not a whole lot of pressure. I'm putting pressure like if I was burning.
In my mind, it's making chainsaw noises.
Well, let's see about turning. Because that's where a pin would break, is in turning.
Whoa.
Sorry, that startled me.
I'd say so.
Didn't expect that.
It looks like it's maintaining its shape, though. I'm actually really surprised.
Yeah. That was a tight cut. See, that is where a tip would break if you were...
Teresa says Pyromaniac.
Well, this is fun, actually. I can't say I've done this, and since it's not my main burner, I don't mind doing this.
Okay.
Look at that.
Impressive. And the tip seems to have held its shape, so, well, that's something.
Yeah.
And the pin's not hot?
No.
That's also something.
They have it pretty well.
Huh.
So this is 1/8 inch. Alright. This is 1/4 inch.
I feel like we've gone beyond the bounds of actual practical knowledge now, and you're
because I'm having fun.
No, this stream is called Valarie Burns Stuff.
Look at that. The volt's not changing.
This is turning into an ASMR video. You know that, right? Where people just watch, like one of those satisfying videos.
Let's see if I can undercut.
Okay, it's starting to look like an 80s video in here.
No, it's not bad. No, it's not.
And smoky.
Oh, I need to... Okay. We're going to try a different tip. Now that is super hot. But what I want to try, now that we've done that...
I do like the pen holders. It looks like they're secure.
Oh, I'm going to use those for side extra ones. Well, I've got multiple things. Let's see here. Which one should we try to cut with?
Lana wants to know, Joshua says, drawing with fire more like cutting with fire. Lana wants to know, can you damage the tips when burning that hot?
Yes, you can.
And she says, do they melt at one point?
No, they should. Well, no, they shouldn't.
I really don't want to find out.
Let's see here. Yep. Is there a tip we want to cut with? I've got the spear.
Teresa says good for lighting a pipe.
Yeah, it would. Let's see here.
Says
this is that one.
$169 pipe lighter.
No doubt. I think that's supposed to be a shader, so we will go with that one. There's nothing wrong with having fun burning.
Okay, how much farther are we going to go, though?
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Because it's almost noon.
Okay. So this one will go a little longer because I'm playing. I'm playing. Leave me alone. Look what I can do.
No.
Alrighty. Whew. Here we go. Let's see. This is me trying to break a tip. And since I don't treat my tools wrong, I don't know the best way to break a tip. Alrighty, here we go.
So you're just lighting on a fire?
I am. I'm going to turn. Because the turning...
The tip looks fine.
Yeah.
But that is white hot.
Yes, it is. Look how hot the board's still on fire.
Yeah, charcoal.
Sponge isn't putting it out. Yeah, it's still on fire. Let's see here.
You probably could roast a marshmallow with that, bro.
Yep. Okay, I don't want to put that down without looking. I do feel some warmth in the cord, but not a whole lot. It's just letting me know it's on.
Okay.
Kind of warmth. Let's see here. Can we do holes or circles? Whoa! Can't so much do circles. Smells good though. Yeah, I can feel a bit more. It's not hot, but it's there. The pen's staying cool though. So if I don't think it is a very optional burner to burn wood, but if you're cutting, let's see here. I want to see how far down we would have to go to keep where it wouldn't cut the wood.
Joshua's getting the graham crackers for s'mores. Beryl says fireworks.
Fireworks. Okay, so this is at 4.5. Don't think it doesn't make a very good cutter at 4.5. How about 5? I'm just trying to answer your question. What would this be good for?
No. You're playing.
Nothing wrong with playing. I'm just trying to see how...
Teresa has to go.
Bye, Teresa. We're about to be finishing up here. I just wanted to... Alrighty, we got cutting at 5.5. So you can cut wood at 5.5.
Okay.
Doesn't go as quickly.
That doesn't torch in so far.
No.
No, I'm sorry. Racing by Teresa.
Okay, so at 71, 72 watts, it will burn a hole in a 1/4 inch wood. This is 1/4 inch birch. So if you were needing a hot cutter for wood, I would not do this with plastic or styrofoam or anything like that. That would be toxic, and the smell alone.
And your hand's not getting hot?
I am feeling a little bit more heat here where I'm holding it, but it's not like I need to take a break from the heat.
Okay.
But yes, you see, actually, when I use the tip versus the more the writer style cord. But yes, to do regular burning, I really can't do.
And Beryl says, watch out for toxic fumes from the glue.
Yeah. Well, this is an actual piece. This isn't glued together.
No.
It's an actual piece of thin wood.
So the dizziness that I'm feeling is probably not related to that.
No. Besides, I'm getting more smoke than you are. Now, there is glue in this one. Because this is... Yep, there's glue in this one. I'm just trying to see if there's any... Yeah, see it? 5.5. There's really not... That pen gets super dirty.
Beryl says it's good for wood distressing.
Yeah. Okay, so I just bumped it down, this tip down to 4.5. That is 5. That's the 4.5. Wow. It's just... does not give you a lot of option.
That's strange.
What's that?
Well, looks like we might be buffering, but I can't tell what's going on.
Why?
Well, look at your...
Shit. Are we still around, you guys?
Yeah, it's back on.
Huh.
That's strange. I didn't see much of an indication that we're buffering.
That is strange.
Like, normally I'll see it and it'll just go, but I
Alright, well,
didn't see it.
there is something I want to say to you all.
What's that?
It didn't run right. Urgh.
I thought it ran right.
No, now that's how it's supposed to run. Because it's right. You're awesome. You can do this. You're a pyro artist.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you're watching this and you're looking for a wood burner, I do not recommend this wood burner based on this play. The one I do recommend is up in the iCards right there. I do recommend the Optima, but based on what I'm seeing, we don't have really any range, and the pen did get a little warm. You want to feel it? It's been off for a good...
Oh, that's warmer than I thought. Again, it comes down to price point. Like, I said, it'd be okay, I think, for like half the price, maybe, you know?
Half the price would put it at $80.
Yeah. You know, but...
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion, but like going back to the metaphor of the car, it's like if you can get the same, you know.
You're not bouncing our truck down the road without me knowing about it, are you?
It's fine. You know, if you get two cars and you know one of them is a much better car and it's the same price, or you know you're going to get the better value. out of the better car. So, unfortunately, it's not the better one for the price.
No, it's not.
I don't actually understand that, because I was thinking that this would be much less expensive for what it is.
No.
I don't understand.
Ash away from here. There we go. Clean that off a little bit.
Does that answer your question, Lana? Because she's asking.
Sorry. I enjoy doing that. I would not do it with other burners, but I enjoy doing that. Yeah, it's really flimsy. You'd think it was thick cardstock.
I'm surprised how well the tips held up to the heat.
Yeah, that it did do. Let's pull the... So that's the tip I was cutting the wood with. Versus what a new one looks like. So no, it didn't really close the gap much.
For this to compete at that price point, it would need to have much, much better control.
Oh yeah, range.
Yeah.
It needs range. It does not have range.
I mean, there's things about
Polished
it.
tips.
Like, I appreciate that it's not heating up, The design of the holders is fantastic, I think.
It's plastic, I mean...
But it holds them secure.
Yeah, they're secure. It's still warm.
The aesthetics of the unit are nice, but the aesthetics...
But they don't tell us anything.
No, they don't. But I mean...
It really doesn't tell us.
But it looks cool.
I'm not buying it, though, to look
I'm just
cool.
telling you what the pluses are.
Okay, but I don't buy or look for wood burner just because it looks cool.
Some people buy cars because they look cool.
Okay, that's a car. That's kind of different
well,
than a burner.
Some people could be that way about burners. They're like, you know what? It's black. And it has a blue display. I'm in.
Oh, thank you, Philip. I don't know about me being awesome, but that was fun. We burned wood.
I'm glad that you had a good time.
Well, I did.
I, for one, was concerned.
Why?
Because that's my job. I'm a safety guy.
Okay, but you're not my dad.
Oh, no, I'm not.
You're not my brother.
I was going to say that.
No. A video you do, someone sends you a blowtorch would be fun to... kind of working on something like that. But that's all I'm going to say for now. I am working on something
Michael Ann has to go.
Bye, Michael Ann.
We got to go too, right?
Yep. So, remember, the Optima review, if you're looking for a burner, is up in the iCard. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And let me know if you have this burner. I will be doing a full-blown review. I have an email into the company with a bunch of questions. So hopefully we can get some answers. And I think that's it. Yep. Excuse me. Alrighty. Happy burning, guys. Bye.
Bye.